All right, let's dive into one of the most intense and honestly challenging stories in the entire Bible, Genesis chapter 22. This is a story that has been wrestled with for thousands of years. We're talking about the ultimate test of Abraham's faith. And really, that's the question at the heart of it all, isn't it? What is the ultimate test of faith? How far can it be pushed? This story from Genesis doesn't just ask the question, it throws us right into a scenario so extreme, we have no choice but to confront it head on.
So the story kicks off, and wow, it's not with some gentle request. It begins with an absolutely unthinkable command. God decides to test Abraham's faith, and the nature of this test, it is just staggering.
I mean, just listen to the specific language here. It's not simply, take your son. It's your son, your only son, yes, Isaac, whom you love so much. The text is intentionally twisting the knife, building the emotional weight to make the stakes painfully, brutally clear. This isn't just any child. This is the miracle son, the one he waited a lifetime for.
And Abraham's response to this gut-wrenching command? Well, there isn't one. No arguing, no questioning, no, "Are you sure?" He just gets up early the next day and starts the journey. This immediate, silent obedience, it's the first hint of his unbelievable resolve. And you have to understand, this wasn't over in an hour. What follows is a long, deliberate, 3-day journey. Can you even imagine the tension, the silence? 3 days. Just try to picture that. Walking for 3 full days with your son, knowing what you've been commanded to do at the end of it. Every single step is a conscious choice to keep going, to keep obeying. This long journey makes it clear this was no rash, impulsive act. Okay, and right here, Abraham says something really fascinating. He tells his servants, hey, wait here. And then he says not, I will come back, but we will come right back. Now, what's going on here? Is he just trying to keep them calm, or is this a profound statement of faith that somehow, against all odds, both he and Isaac are coming back down that mountain? It's a huge clue to his state of mind. And then the silence is just shattered, and it's Isaac himself who breaks it with this, oh man, this completely innocent but just gut-wrenching question. He's a smart kid. He sees the fire, he sees the wood, he knows something's missing. Abraham's reply is just incredible. Again, is this him just trying to placate his son, or is he speaking a prophecy out of pure, desperate faith? God will provide. That one phrase becomes the absolute cornerstone of this entire event. He's clinging to his faith even as he's walking toward the impossible. And with that, they're there. They've arrived at the place on the mountain. This is it, the climax of the journey, where everything Abraham believes is about to collide with what he's about to do. And the way the story is told here is so deliberate, it's methodical, almost clinical, which just makes it even more chilling. He builds the altar, he arranges the wood, and then he ties up his own son and lays him on top. Each action is another step deeper into absolute, terrifying obedience. Everything's in place. The altar's ready, the wood is set, his son is bound. And then he picks up the knife. This is it. The final horrifying moment before the act becomes irreversible. But right at that moment, just as his hand is raised, the tension shatters. That prophetic thing Abraham said to his son, God will provide, is about to come true in the most dramatic way you can possibly imagine. Suddenly, a voice from heaven, Abraham, Abraham! Calling his name twice like that, it's pure urgency. The command is reversed at the very last second. It's over. The test is done. The relief in those words is just immense. And here it is. We finally get the why. Why did all this have to happen? It wasn't about God needing a sacrifice. It was about revealing the depth of Abraham's faith. He proved he was willing to give up the single most precious thing in his life. He passed the test. So this is the resolution, the great provision. Instead of Isaac, Abraham looks up and there it is, a ram caught in a thicket. A substitute has been provided. It's a literal fulfillment of the words he spoke to his son on the way up the mountain. And so, to mark this incredible moment, Abraham names that place Yahweh Yireh, which means the Lord will provide. And it became a saying, a proverb, a lasting reminder of what happened. On the mountain of the Lord, it will be provided. But hold on. the story doesn't just stop there with a sigh of relief. No, what comes next is huge. Because of Abraham's obedience, God's original promise and blessing to him gets a massive upgrade. I mean, just listen to this. The promises that were already given to him, they're just blown wide open. We're talking about descendants as numerous as the stars, as the sand on the seashore, a legacy so vast it's literally uncountable, with a promise that it will bless the entire world. And the text is crystal clear about why this is happening. It's not random. There's a direct line drawn, all because you have obeyed me. This link between faith, that faith leading to action, and that action leading to blessing, that's the core takeaway here. And with that, it's over. They go back down the mountain, they meet the servants, and they travel home. Abraham's words came true. We will come right back. Life gets back to normal on the surface, but you just know absolutely nothing is ever going to be the same for them after this. So that leaves us with this massive question, doesn't it? Is this story a blueprint for absolute, unquestioning obedience no matter the cost, or is it actually a story about God rejecting primitive violence, teaching us that what he truly wants isn't a literal sacrifice, but a heart full of faith? People have been debating that for centuries, and it forces every one of us to think about what it really means to believe.